and smaller, it's going to be very quick, and so these sections will close out sometimes. As you watch Medina here, he has been refining his equipment, and we'll see how it works here at J-Bay. A little thinner through the rail, a little thinner through the front end, which is giving him a lot more responsiveness to his boards. And even looking at his build, it seems a little thinner through the neck and upper body. Still ripped as all hell, and you gotta love that, because look how strong he is in that lower part. Now, again, releasing the fins, going for the spin. No worries there, rotates out of it. So again, showcasing a lot of the, and I would think that that's something that, you know, the surfers aren't going to necessarily be worried so much about which waves you choose.
Medina swinging here, big crack of the whip for a first turn, and another big spray from him. And smooth as he gathers off the bottom again and gives it a good old welly to finish. So a 6 locked in early for Medina, and he'll get another number there, and wasting no time at all at the start of this one. 40 for him.
Yeah, and again, the precision of this lower volume board, he's really able to, you know, get through these arcs very quick and very precise. You know, again, in the lip and the vertical part of the wave where you need to be doing your maneuvers. Again, mixing it up on the backhand, which is tough to do. But he's one of the best at it. You know, he's got the tail releases, he's got the hooks underneath, he's got the tail drifts. That precision right in the lip, keeps that speed. See how he compresses, comes out of it, right into another bottom turn. Those are those combination major moves, 2 quick hooking snaps.
McGillivray out the back, swinging. The crowd in full voice here as the local lives here on the point, drilling down the line. And patient to gather himself for this. Nice attack into the lip and belts it again. A little bit of a different rhythm to this one, Pete.
Yeah, and he's taken off up on the top of the point, which again, he knows where to be sitting here. Obviously, the actual local lives here in J-Bay, surfs here pretty much majority of his life. So he knows the lineups, he knows which waves at any size, and you can see he takes off, and this wave is nice and long. He was getting the nice solid finish at the end, but again, he was positioning himself pretty deep on the point, and chooses a certain wave that's going to run the reef, and he did that very well. It wasn't a major set wave, but you know, you never know if you're going to get out there and it's going to go quiet, because J-Bay does that. So it's a good job to get started, and it's a good start. It's not going to be a huge number. It's going to be probably in the mid to good range, but ultimately a great start and very confident. This kid, think about the confidence you have to be jumping off of cliffs, right? So surfer to heat at J-Bay should be pretty easy. Last move here, again, release on the top. You know, I love the way McGillivray surfs, and he's also got some progression elements that he likes to bring to the table, and he'll surprise you, and all of a sudden he'll just put some big lofty air on the end of a section he never saw coming.
We talked about that end section, Pete. Meanwhile, and a little wobble, well, a significant wobble really for Callinan. He's not got a great looking wave. We're picking up the end of that ride. Let's see if we can figure out if he did much damage out the back, but looking a touch out of sorts on the inside there. Callinan will look to get himself into the channel here. His achievements that he was able to do in Tahiti. And right behind him, this was Callinan.
Yeah, and he had mentioned the wave. That was the wobble there. Just a smaller wave, and you can see significantly smaller. Obviously, he had mentioned the fact that he's just quarters or above for pretty much it. He's a champion as well. But Tahiti, another one of those love affairs.
Here goes Callinan as he'll whip one down, and again in the pocket, almost burying the nose, recovers it well. This one will cup out, he'll go to try and speed down the line. It'll actually run away from him. So pushing hard, and always that balance for our surfers, how hard to hit, how much to get straight back on the accelerator. And the 6.5 locked in for him. Meanwhile, here goes the local McGillivray with some speed. Beautiful clean face for him. Bangs one off the top, gathers the bottom turn, and then opens up, kind of rips off the top of that wave onto the rail, and a speed snap down the line. Similar kind of rhythm to those combinations of turns.
In the normal format, so it's a long heat, and what that means is, you know, you've got to be on the 2 best quality waves, because everyone's going to get chances. As we watch the replay here of this nice wave on the outside section, it's unfortunate that he didn't get a nice clean finish. You know, there were some beautiful snaps, no wow moment in my eyes.
Grabs his board as we'll pick up a recovery from Medina, getting onto the face, throws one up, bit late on that rotation.
Well, we've got pretty similar scores for all the competitors. I'm watching Gabe here on that next wave, a little smaller wave, realizing that this one's going to shut down, so he's just going to go, you know what, give me a section. I want to go above the lip, and he gets that splayed out. This is similar to what I was talking about what Callinan will do, is it gets that back leg just tweaked out. Didn't get the completion there for Gabriel, throwaway score, but you look at what he's able to do. I mean, I've been watching Gabriel since he was he won the King of the Groms in France. I don't know if you were there for that event, but as a youngster.
I was in my garden, I heard the noise, and I live like about 2 miles away.
Now, straight out of the gates, there was a mid-season. He got on tour midway through the tour, and one of the different formats that we've had.
Live action here, McGillivray out of South Africa, Jeffreys Bay, his home spot, looking to try and ram home some home field advantage, but that one running away again from him. So previous wave, the white boy just kind of grabbed his board in transition. That one just running away. It just goes to show you can have all the local knowledge going.
And with this southerly angle, you know, which means it's more kind of focusing into the bay here at Jeffreys Bay. But what it does, and without the wind holding it up, and we're going to start to see this wind change. We were sitting out on the deck here and witnessed the kind of flow, onshore flow from that easterly direction.
There's no mercy. They're all over them. And so when they come into the lower keyhole, it's, you know,
game on.
It's mayhem. But look at this out the back. Looks like Ryan Callinan up and riding. Here we go, setting up a couple snaps. Bang, another one. Here we go off the bottom. Shracks into the lip. Wow, beautiful surfing by Callinan. Another one off the back. Wow, he is on fire. Inside, slams it home for the finish.
Judges are going to eat it up. You know, it wasn't a major set wave, but it was definitely clean on the face. Mixing it up with the carve to start it off, and then it starts to load up on the reef. Then he starts to accelerate through his backhand hooks. Again, sets it up. You see the little fades just to be able to time it perfectly in the lip. That's what you need to do on the backhand. And then it's an advantage. When you're in your heel edge, you can kind of sit back on your haunches.
Gabriel's up next. Take it away.
Medina from the wave right behind Arcal, and he's slicing here. Real similar looking wave actually. And he'll finish up on the inside with a vertical stab to bring that one through. He'll finish just before Ryan's wave. Let's see where they pop out in the channel. The rhythm there on display from Callinan. Just relentless attack from him.
Right at the right time. Same thing for Medina. You know, this one's a little shorter wave, so I don't feel like this is going to go into his top two, but you can see he's trying to accelerate out of the top turns and mix it up. The different angles of approach on the backhand definitely need to do that.
Numbers in here for that last exchange. And it's Medina that gets the better of it. 7-5 for him, 7-3-3 for Callinan. Meanwhile, here goes McGillivray. Loading up here with plenty of speed. Opens up on a rail, kind of cruising through that turn, really. Not attacking thus far, particularly hard on this wave. It's all set up again. Just joining up the dots here. It's nice surfing as he'll go into a rotation on the end, and the crowd absolutely love it.
There's an influence, and that's what you can do as a local. You know, he's obviously comfortable being able to go to his, you know, native haunts. He knows where he wants to, what he wants to eat, and sleeping in your own bed is just, you know, you don't necessarily always get the opportunity as a tour surfer to actually surf your home break. Steamer lane, and it's the best to be able to sit at home and then to get the crowd behind you, and that's what Matthew has done here. He's definitely got the crowd behind him. They're hyping him up, and then you can tap into that extra energy. It's the best thing going. It's one of the best places to compete is in your home turf.
Technical finish from him, not the highest air we've ever seen. Where's this going to go score-wise?
Yeah, well, I feel like it probably will go into his top two. You know, you're talking about the outside, so smooth. There really was just this beautiful arcs, but they're out in the face a little bit. You know, you need to be able to mix it up in the lip. That's the critical section. When you're doing turns out in the face like that, not as difficult.
With the 7-5 for his last effort during the break, this is the reply from Arcal.
Yeah, think about it. This is all these three competitors just separated by just over a point. So a very tight heat, one of the best heats of this opening round. As we see Callinan now, the outside work beautifully done, transitions to the inside, but can't get the finish. And it's so important at this point in the heat to get those finishes. That's unfortunate for Ryan. There's not many entries into the lineup. This is the main entry for proper J-Bay. Other than that, you've got to go way up the point in order to get in the water.
Callinan swinging out the back, a small away from him, a touch of ruffle as well to the lip line. He hits it hard, reverses one, and tries to recover that turn, sort of flamboyantly throwing up the arms. Looking for a number here, Callinan 668, the requirement for him.
You know, a mid-6 in order to get himself into the lead. And tail releases and pushing it is what's going to do it. Straight up vertical in the lip style surfing. Again, another little drift. But again, the size of waves is going to hinder him here, so he has to push. And he was trying to get that little whip down and pulled off. You figure he was going to get close if he pulls off all these moves. But if the winds get much, much stronger, we may have to put this on hold.
Here goes Medina, uses priority now. Bang, big first hit. That spray takes an eternity to land. Another one. Loads of power on display from him. Climbs up over the curtain, puts himself back on the face. And nothing hurried about him here. He'll take his sweet time as he comes onto the inside. There's the rotation. Oh. Look to have it done. He sped up through that rotation. Can't get the landing stuck.
No, it's unfortunate too, because I think that pulls that off. He's going to improve his number and extend his lead. He can score on smaller mid-sized waves, and he would have done it here absolutely had he pulled off that last move. You see how he gets acceleration out of the lip. Very difficult to do on your backhand, to actually get extra speed going on the floats or even into your maneuvers like that. He does it. Here we go. This is the opportunity.
Yeah, he's going to go here. McGillivray up and swinging. A little pump from a high line for him. Gathers off the bottom. Stings a hit. And again, tight in the pocket. And a spring in his step on the legs to recover that turn into this. Wow, that was big.
Oh,
Sticks
my.
it.
No, pull it.
McGillivray. A big rotation with speed on the end. He landed in a tricky part.
But let's check this out. I mean, again, got the pop, gets the grab, and the rotation all the way around. Had the landing. He had it. And I just don't know where the control is. Does that be a completion? No, he's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. And I would say no. You need complete control in that moment.
We'll get much more surfing done, and it looks like will be Gabriel Medina, or as we'll just pick up Callinan here. There he goes. Looking for a number. He'll swing down the line. Looking for a 668. What's he got? He'll punt this. And he'll land it. So a couple of questions for you, Pete. Was that before the horn?
I don't know. I don't think so. Into the round of 16. So he didn't hear the horn there. And just needed a little more loft. You know, the section needed to be a bit more critical. It wasn't there. Tough with this wind to be able to.
Yeah, well, you're right. Doesn't get the number.
Well, he didn't even. I don't think they gave him the score. So it's after the heat.
So Medina will get that one done. A really entertaining heat, a close heat too. We've seen a little change in conditions, but Medina, he avoids the elimination rounds.